The night was quiet, but the house was full of sadness. A small boy sat near the window looking at the stars. His eyes were wide and his face was pale. He whispered softly as if talking to the sky, "Father, where are you? Why did you not come back?" His mother was in the next room. She thought her son was asleep, but he was not. The boy could hear her. Every night when she thought nobody was listening, she cried. The sound of her crying was soft but heavy, like broken glass. She tried to hide her pain, but her son knew the truth. Her husband, the boy's father, had vanished many months ago. He was a brave human explorer who traveled beyond the stars. He left on a secret mission and promised he would return. But he never did. No one knew if he was dead or alive. The boy remembered the last words his father spoke before leaving. "Be strong, my son. Take care of your mother." Now, every night, the boy felt that promise burning inside his heart. One evening, the boy walked into the kitchen where his mother sat with her face in her hands. Her eyes were red from crying. He stood there for a long time, silent before speaking. "Mother, you cry every night. Please stop." She quickly wiped her tears and forced a weak smile. "I am fine, my dear. I only miss your father." But the boy shook his head. "You are not fine. You are lonely. You need someone to stand beside you. You need someone who will not leave." Her smile faded. She looked at him with surprise. "What are you saying?" The boy's voice was steady, even though his hands were shaking. "Mother, please marry someone who will protect you. Please marry someone who will not let you cry every night." The mother gasped. She could not believe the words of her young son. "Why do you speak like this? You are only a child," but the boy did not stop. "I have decided. I will find someone for you, someone who can keep you safe. Father is gone, and I do not want you to die of sadness." Tears rolled down her cheeks again. She pulled him close and hugged him tightly. "My son, no one can replace your father. He was strong, kind, and brave. He was the only one I ever loved." The boy whispered back, "Then I will find someone strong, kind, and brave. For you, because you are all I have now." The next day, the boy walked to the edge of the village. Beyond the hills, there was a spaceport where travelers from many alien worlds arrived. Strange ships came and went, carrying beings with glowing eyes, steel skin, and voices like thunder. The boy waited there, watching carefully. He did not know what he was looking for, but in his heart he hoped for a miracle. Hours passed. Then at sunset, a tall figure stepped out of a silver ship. The figure was not human. He wore armor made of black metal, and his eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. He walked with calm power like a soldier who had seen many wars. The boy's heart raced. Without thinking, he ran forward. "Please, sir," the boy shouted. His small voice echoed in the busy port. The armored figure turned slowly, surprised to see a child running toward him. The boy stood before him, out of breath but determined. His words came out like a storm. "Please marry my mother. She cries every night since my father vanished. Please, sir, make her smile again." The crowd went silent. Travelers stopped to look. Even the alien warrior froze, shocked by the boy's request. For a moment, no one moved. Then the warrior spoke in a deep, steady voice. "Child, why do you ask this of me? You do not know who I am." The boy looked up, his eyes shining with tears. "I do not care who you are. I only care if you can protect her." "Can you, will you?" The warrior studied him. His glowing eyes softened as if he saw something familiar. He bent down so his face was closer to the boy's. His voice lowered to a whisper only the boy could hear. "I knew your father." The boy's breath caught in his chest. His father? Could it be true? The warrior stood tall again. His armor gleamed in the fading sunlight. "Your father did not vanish by accident. He was taken, and if I stay near you and your mother, danger will follow. Are you ready for that?" The boy felt fear but also hope. "If it means saving my mother from sadness, yes, I am ready." The warrior gave a slow nod as if making a heavy decision. "Then I will come with you." That night, the mother was shocked to see the strange warrior standing in her home. She refused at first. "I don't need a protector. My husband will come back one day." But the warrior's eyes burned with secret knowledge. He spoke gently. "He may never return. But if you wish to know the truth of his fate, then let me stay." The mother's hands trembled. She looked at her son, who nodded firmly, and then the warrior said something that made her blood run cold. "Your husband was not lost. He discovered something powerful, something the galaxy fears. That is why he vanished." The room fell silent. The boy's mother stared at the warrior, her tears forgotten, her heart beating fast with dread and hope. The mystery of her husband's disappearance had only just begun. The warrior sat quietly in the corner of the small human house. His black armor gleamed even in the dim light of the oil lamp. His presence filled the room with a strange weight, as if danger itself had entered with him. The boy sat close, watching him with wide eyes. His mother stood near the table, her arms crossed tightly, her face pale with both fear and anger. "You cannot stay here," she said firmly. Her voice trembled, but she forced strength into her words. "I do not know you. I will not trust my son's life to a stranger." The warrior lifted his head. His eyes glowed faintly like hidden fire. His voice was calm but heavy. "I am not here for your son. I am here because of your husband." Her heart stopped for a moment. She gripped the table so hard her knuckles turned white. "My husband is dead," she whispered. The warrior shook his head slowly. "No, he is not dead. But he is not free either." The boy leaned forward, his small voice full of hope. "You said you knew him. How? Tell us, please." The warrior's gaze moved between mother and son. He paused as if deciding how much truth to reveal. Finally he spoke. "Your husband was no ordinary explorer. He found something that the great empires of the galaxy feared. I was there when he uncovered it. I warned him not to go further, but he refused to stop." The mother's lips trembled. "What did he find?" The warrior leaned closer, lowering his voice. "The secret of humans." The room grew silent. Only the faint sound of the wind outside broke the stillness. "What do you mean?" the boy asked, his eyes shining. The warrior's face was hard. "Humans are not like other races. You do not see it because you live among yourselves, but in the far reaches of space the other species know. They whisper about humans. They fear you." The mother shook her head in disbelief. "We are weak. We have no great armies, no advanced technology. Why would anyone fear us?" The warrior's eyes narrowed. "Because you evolve, faster than any race. In war, in pain and survival, you adapt. Your husband discovered proof of this, and it made him dangerous to those who rule the stars." The mother stepped back, her face pale. "Dangerous? My husband was a kind man. He only wanted peace." The warrior's voice grew sharper. "Peace can be dangerous when it hides power. The rulers of the galaxy feared what he would reveal. That is why they took him." The boy's heart pounded. "Where is he now? Is he alive?" The warrior did not answer right away. His silence was heavier than words. Finally he said, "Alive, yes, but locked away in a place few have ever seen. A prison that exists between stars. If you want to see him again, you will need more than hope. You will need courage." The mother shook her head, her tears flowing again. "No, I cannot believe this. You come here, a stranger, filling my son's head with stories. Why should I trust you?" The warrior rose slowly, his height filling the room like a mountain. He removed a small piece of metal from his armor. It glowed faintly blue, shaped like a shard of crystal. He placed it on the table. The mother's eyes widened. She recognized it instantly. It was part of her husband's exploration device, a tool he carried on every mission. The warrior's voice softened. "He gave this to me before he vanished. He told me, if anything happened, I must find you." Her knees weakened and she sank into a chair. She held the crystal in her trembling hands. For the first time in months, hope fought against despair in her heart. The boy looked at the warrior with shining eyes. "Then you will help us, won't you? You will help us bring him back?" The warrior studied him carefully. "Do you understand what you are asking, child? If I stay, your home will no longer be safe. The ones who took your father will come for you as well. They will stop at nothing." The boy's voice did not shake. "I am not afraid. I only want my father back, and I want my mother to stop crying." The warrior gave a small, almost invisible nod. "You are brave. Too brave for your age. Perhaps that is why your father believed in you." That night the house did not feel the same. Shadows seemed longer. The air was heavy, as if unseen eyes were already watching. The mother could not sleep. She stood at the window holding the glowing shard of crystal. Her mind raced with questions. If her husband was truly alive, how could she reach him? And if the galaxy feared humans, what did that mean for her son? Behind her, the warrior spoke quietly, almost like a whisper. "Your husband left you more than his love. He left you a legacy. The boy carries it inside him. That is why they will come." Her breath caught. She turned sharply. "What do you mean? What legacy?" The warrior's glowing eyes fixed on the boy, who was asleep on the couch. His face was peaceful, but his small hands were clenched as if holding invisible strength. The warrior's words sent chills down her spine. Your son is the key, and soon the galaxy will know it. The night ended with silence, but it was not peace. It was the silence before a storm. The mother held her son close, the crystal shard glowing between them. She finally understood. Her husband had vanished not because of weakness, but because of truth, and that truth was now inside her child. The morning sun rose, but the house felt darker than the night before. The mother prepared a simple meal, but her hand shook as she moved the dishes. The boy sat quietly at the table, his eyes fixed on the crystal shard. It glowed faintly in the light like a secret waiting to be told. The warrior sat across from them, silent as stone. He had not removed his armor, not even to rest. His presence was both a shield and a shadow. The mother finally broke the silence. You said my husband found something about humans. Tell me everything. No more half-truths. If I must protect my son, I need to know what we are facing. The warrior's eyes glowed faintly. He leaned forward, his voice deep and steady. Your husband was searching for lost worlds on the edge of the galaxy. But in those ruins he found records far older than any empire, records that spoke of humans, and of what you truly are. The boy's eyes widened. What are we? The warrior paused. His words came slowly like heavy stones dropping into water. You are the species that does not stop. Others evolve over thousands of years. But you change in one lifetime. You are weak at first, but the more you suffer, the stronger you become. In war, in loss, in pain, humans rise. The mother's heart pounded. That is not power. That is survival. The warrior shook his head. Survival is the greatest power of all, and the empires know it. They saw what your kind could become, and they grew afraid. That is why your husband disappeared. He discovered the evidence and tried to bring it home. They silenced him. The boy clenched his fists. Then we must find him. We must show the galaxy that humans are not afraid. The warrior looked at him carefully. Courage is not enough. The ones who took your father will not hesitate to destroy you. They will destroy your entire world if they must. The boy's mother spoke with quiet anger. Why did you come here? Why bring this danger to my door? The warrior's gaze did not waver. Because your husband asked me, and because I owed him my life. Long ago I fought in a war on the edge of the stars. I was injured, left for dead. Your husband saved me. He carried me through fire and shadow when no one else would. He told me something I never forgot. Humans are weak only if they choose to be. The mother's eyes filled with tears. She could almost hear her husband saying those very words. The boy sat taller, proud that his father had spoken with such strength. Suddenly the house shook. A deep rumble rolled through the walls. Plates clattered, the lamp flickered, and the boy grabbed the table to keep from falling. The warrior was on his feet instantly, his hand on the weapon strapped to his back. He moved to the window and looked out. His eyes glowed brighter. They have found us. The mother rushed to the boy, holding him close. Who has found us? The warrior's voice was sharp and cold. Hunters, sent by those who fear you. They want the boy. Outside shadows moved. Strange figures crept through the village, their forms thin and sharp like blades of metal. Their eyes glowed red in the darkness of morning. They carried weapons that hummed with deadly energy. The boy peeked through the window. His voice trembled, but his words were steady. They look like machines. The warrior nodded. They are not alive. They are soldiers built only to kill, and they will not stop until they take what they came for. The mother's face turned pale. What can we do? We cannot fight them. The warrior drew his weapon, a blade of dark steel that hummed like thunder. His voice was firm. You cannot fight them. But I can. He looked at the boy. Hide your mother. Do not let her out of your sight. The boy wanted to protest, but the warrior's eyes silenced him. For the first time he understood. The warrior had fought battles his father never told him about. The fight began with a roar. The machines broke through the door, their red eyes glowing in the dark. The warrior moved like lightning, his blade cutting through metal as sparks filled the air. The boy held his mother close, both of them crouched in the corner, watching in fear and awe. The sound of battle shook the house. Sparks and smoke filled the room. One machine fell, then another, but more kept coming. The warrior fought with power and skill, but even he began to slow. Then something strange happened. The boy felt heat in his chest, like fire waking inside him. His hands glowed faintly, just like the crystal shard on the table. He reached out without thinking. A burst of light exploded from his palm, striking one of the machines. The creature froze, its red eyes flickering before it collapsed into pieces. The boy gasped. His mother stared in shock. The warrior, still fighting, turned for just a moment and saw. His glowing eyes widened. "It is true," he whispered. "The boy carries the gift." When the last machine fell, silence returned. The house was in ruins, smoke rising from broken walls. The boy stood trembling, staring at his glowing hands. The mother held him close, tears streaming down her face. "What is happening to him?" The warrior's voice was low, almost like a prayer. "Your husband was right. The boy is not ordinary. He is the proof the galaxy fears. He is the next step." The mother shook her head, fear and love mixing in her heart. "He is just a child." The warrior's gaze was hard. "Not anymore." That night, as the stars filled the sky, the boy lay awake. His hands still tingled with strange energy. He whispered to himself, "Father, I will find you. I will make you proud." Outside, the warrior stood guard, watching the horizon. He knew the machines were only the beginning. More would come. Stronger, deadlier, and endless. And in the shadows of the galaxy, the rulers whispered, "The humans are awakening." The house lay in ruins after the attack. Smoke drifted through the broken windows, and the floor was scarred with black burns. The mother sat on the ground, holding her son tightly. The boy's hand still glowed faintly, though the fire inside them was fading. He felt weak, his small body trembling from the strange power he had unleashed. The warrior stood near the doorway, his black armor scratched from battle, his blade dripping with dark oil from the fallen machines. His glowing eyes scanned the horizon, always searching. He did not relax, not even for a moment. The mother finally broke the silence. "They came for him," she whispered, her voice shaking. "They came for my child." The warrior turned slowly. "Yes, and they will come again. They will not stop until he is taken." The boy looked up, fear and determination mixing in his young face. "Why me? Why do they want me?" The warrior's voice was steady but heavy. "Because you carry what your father carried. The proof of humanity's power. The fire of adaptation. They believe you will grow stronger than any of them, and that terrifies them." The mother shook her head, tears falling. "He is only a child. He deserves a normal life." The warrior's glowing eyes softened, but only slightly. "There is no normal life now. His father's discovery changed everything. The galaxy knows what he is, and soon, the galaxy will come for him." The boy's mother felt her strength breaking. She held the crystal shard her husband had left behind, clutching it like a lifeline. "If what you say is true, then where is he? Where is my husband?" The warrior looked away, his jaw tight. "He is alive, but he is trapped in a place beyond reach, a prison where no one escapes." The boy's eyes lit up with hope. "Then we will free him. You said he is alive, so we can save him." The warrior stared at him, silent for a long moment. Finally he spoke. "You are brave, child, but you do not yet understand the cost. To reach him, we must travel through war. And once the galaxy knows your power, everyone will hunt you." The mother's voice trembled with anger. "Then why stay? Why put us in more danger?" The warrior's eyes burned like coals. "Because your husband asked me to, and because now the boy has shown the gift. If I leave, he will not survive." That night they hid in the ruins of the house. The boy tried to sleep, but his dreams were filled with fire and shadows. He saw machines, planets burning, and a prison floating in the darkness of space. He woke with a start to find the warrior still awake, sitting by the doorway with his blade resting across his knees. The boy crept closer. "Will you really help us find him?" the boy whispered. The warrior's glowing eyes met his. "If you are ready to face the truth, yes. But you must understand, the closer we get to your father, the more dangerous this will become." The boy nodded, his small fists clenched. "I am ready." By morning, the warrior led them out of the village. The air was heavy, the silence unnatural. The mother walked beside her son, her hand gripping his tightly. She felt eyes watching from the shadows, and she was right. Unseen figures followed them through the trees, moving quietly, almost too quietly. They were not machines this time. They were something worse, living hunters, the warrior noticed. His hand tightened on his weapon. "We are being tracked," he said quietly. The mother's heart raced. "Who are they?" The warrior's voice was low. "Enemies, but not strangers. Someone close to you told them where to find us." The boy's eyes widened. "Betrayal?" The warrior nodded. "Yes, they knew about the attack on your house. Someone wanted them to know." Moments later, shapes appeared in the trees. Tall figures with pale skin and dark cloaks stepped forward, their weapons raised. Their leader's voice was sharp, cold, and full of cruel delight. "Give us the boy," he said. "Spare yourselves the pain." The warrior stepped in front of the mother and son, his blade humming to life. His voice was like thunder. "You will not take him." The hunters laughed softly, their eyes glowing. "You cannot fight us all. Someone you trusted has already betrayed you. The boy belongs to the galaxy now." The mother felt her heart sink. Betrayal. The word echoed in her mind. Someone from their village must have given them away. Someone who had smiled at her. Someone she thought was a friend. The fight began with chaos. The hunters moved fast, their blades flashing like silver. The warrior struck back, each blow like fire. Sparks lit the forest, the sound of steel against steel ringing in the air. The mother pulled her son close, dragging him behind the cover of a fallen tree. "Stay with me," she cried, her arms wrapped tightly around him. But the boy's hands began to glow again. He felt the fire rising, stronger this time. He could hear the hunters' voices, sharp and cruel, saying they would take him away. Something inside him snapped. He stood, his small body trembling, and raised his glowing hands. A blast of light shot forward, striking one of the hunters and throwing him into the trees. The others turned in shock. The warrior fought harder, inspired by the boy's courage. But the hunters regrouped quickly. They surrounded the family, their leader stepping closer, "You see." The leader sneered. "The boy cannot be hidden. His power shines like a beacon. Everyone will come for him. You cannot stop it." The mother held her son tight, fear in her eyes. The boy whispered softly, his voice trembling but fierce. "Then let them come. We are human. We will survive." The leader's cruel smile faded. For the first time, there was a flicker of doubt in his eyes. The hunters retreated, melting back into the shadows. The warrior stood breathing heavily, his blade dripping. His armor was cracked, but he was still alive. He turned to the mother and child. His voice was grim. "They will return, stronger and with more numbers. We cannot stay here. We must leave this world before it is too late." The boy's mother looked at him, her heart torn between fear and hope. "And where will we go?" The warrior's eyes glowed with quiet fire. "To the place your husband was taken. To the prison between the stars." The boy's heart leapt. The journey to find his father had begun, but the shadow of betrayal still hung over them, and the hunters were not finished. Somewhere, in the dark corners of the galaxy, someone whispered, "The boy is awakening." And soon all will fall. The forest was behind them now. The warrior led the mother and her son through a narrow canyon, where the rocks rose like tall walls on both sides. The air was cool and heavy, and the sound of water echoed from far below. Every step felt dangerous, but also necessary. The boy walked close to his mother, still shaken from what had happened. His hands no longer glowed, but he could not forget the light he had unleashed. He felt strange inside, as if something was growing, something too big for his small body. The mother kept her arm around him. She was afraid, but she tried to stay strong. She whispered to him, "You are still my little boy. Nothing will change that." But the warrior, walking just ahead, heard her words. He stopped, turned, and looked at them with glowing eyes. "You are wrong," he said quietly. "He is no longer just a boy. He is becoming something more." The mother stiffened. Her voice was sharp. "Do not say that. He is my child. I will not let you take him away with your strange words." The warrior's face was hard. "You do not understand. You cannot protect him from what he already is." They reached a hidden cave, its mouth covered with thick vines. Inside, the air smelled of stone and dust. The warrior lit a small torch and led them deeper until they found a chamber carved with ancient markings. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the walls as if alive. The boy touched one of the symbols. It lit up brighter under his hand, casting golden light across the chamber. His mother gasped. The warrior watched carefully. "Do you see? Even the ruins recognize him." The mother's voice was trembling. "What are these markings?" The warrior placed his hand on the wall. His voice lowered. "These are records of the ancients. They tell of a time before the empires, a time when humanity was scattered, weak, hunted by stronger species. And yet humans survived, not because of strength, not because of numbers, but because they changed. They adapted faster than any other race. Pain made them stronger. Loss made them wiser. Struggle made them unstoppable." The boy's eyes widened. "So that is why they are afraid of us?" The warrior nodded. "Yes, empires built on fear cannot allow a species like yours to rise. Because if humans reach their full power, no one can stop you. The mother shook her head, tears in her eyes. No, I never wanted this. I never wanted war. I only wanted my son to grow up safe, to live a normal life. The warrior's voice was quiet but firm. You cannot hide from truth. The boy carries his father's gift. That gift cannot be buried. It is who he is. The mother dropped to her knees, holding her son close. He is not a weapon. He is my child. The boy hugged her back, but his small voice whispered, Mother, maybe I am both. Maybe I must be. Her tears fell onto his hair. She could not answer. The warrior placed his hand on the glowing wall. Your husband discovered this cave. He found these markings and realized what they meant. That is why they took him. He knew too much. He tried to bring this truth to the galaxy. The boy stepped closer to the wall. His hand glowed again, brighter than before. A new symbol appeared, one the warrior had never seen. It formed a figure, human in shape, standing tall against shadows. The warrior's eyes widened. It is a prophecy. It speaks of one who will rise, a child who carries the fire of evolution, a child who will awaken humanity. The mother's heart stopped. She looked at her son in horror and love. No, it cannot be him. He is just a boy. The warrior turned to her, his voice heavy with certainty. It is him. Your son is the prophecy. Suddenly the ground trembled. Dust fell from the ceiling of the cave. The torch flickered. The warrior drew his blade instantly. They have followed us, he said sharply. From the entrance, shadows spilled inside. Figures in dark cloaks, their eyes glowing like coals, marched into the chamber. They raised their weapons, their voices echoing. The boy belongs to us. The prophecy belongs to us. The mother clutched her son. Her fear turned into fury. No, he belongs to me. He belongs to humanity. The boy's hands began to glow again, brighter than before. His heart pounded. He felt the fire rise stronger than ever, as if the cave itself was feeding him. The warrior stood tall, his blade humming like thunder. Stand behind me, he commanded. The boy shook his head. For the first time, he stepped in front of his mother. His voice was clear, his small body trembling but strong. No, I will not hide. I am human, and I will fight. Light burst from his hands, flooding the chamber. The cloaked figures staggered, their weapons falling from their grip. The cave walls shook, and the ancient symbols blazed like stars. The hunters screamed and fled, unable to stand against the boy's fire. Their leader shouted in rage, his voice echoing as he disappeared into the shadows. This is only the beginning. The galaxy will come for you. The boy cannot be hidden. And then they were gone. Silence filled the chamber once more. The boy collapsed into his mother's arms, exhausted. She held him tightly, rocking him gently. Her tears fell onto his face. The warrior lowered his blade. His voice was soft, almost respectful. Do you see now? He is not ordinary. He is the proof of humanity's secret. The galaxy will hunt him because they know humans are the future. The mother kissed her son's forehead, whispering through her tears. Then I will protect him no matter what it takes. The warrior's glowing eyes narrowed. And I will protect you both. But know this, the hunters will not stop. The stronger he becomes, the more enemies we will face. The mother closed her eyes, holding her child close. She finally understood the truth her husband had carried, the truth he had died or vanished for. Her son was not just a child. He was the key. The cave lay silent after the battle, but the silence was heavy. Dust floated in the air like ghosts, and the glow of the ancient markings slowly faded back into stone. The mother held her son close, rocking him gently as he slept in her arms. His small body was warm, but his hands still glowed faintly, a reminder of the fire that now lived inside him. The warrior stood near the entrance, blade in hand, watching the shadows. His armor was scarred, and his movements were slower than before, but his glowing eyes stayed sharp. He knew the hunters would return. They always returned. At last, the mother's voice broke the silence. This cannot go on, she whispered. We cannot keep running, hiding in caves, waiting for enemies to find us. My son is only a child. He cannot carry this burden. The warrior turned, his gaze firm. He carries it whether you want it or not. The galaxy will not let him go. The fire inside him will only grow. You must choose now, hide in hope or fight and seek the truth. The mother's heart ached. She wanted to keep her son safe, to hold him in her arms forever. But deep inside, she knew the warrior was right. No corner of the galaxy would protect them. The boy's light was too bright. When the boy stirred and opened his eyes, his voice was small but steady. We must find father. The mother froze. No, it is too dangerous. The boy sat up, his glowing hands clenching into fists. If father is alive, we cannot leave him. He is waiting for us. I saw him in my dream. He called for me. The warrior nodded slowly. Dreams can be more than dreams when the fire awakens. Perhaps he truly did call you. He is alive, I am certain of it. But he is trapped in the prison between stars. The mother's voice broke. And if we go there? If we try to save him, we may all die. The warrior's voice was hard as steel. Yes, but if you do nothing, the hunters will still find you. They will take the boy. Either way, danger will come. The only choice is whether you face it or flee from it. They left the cave before dawn, the boy walking between his mother and the warrior. The canyon opened into a wide plain where the sky stretched endless above them. The boy stared at the stars, his young face lit by the pale light of dawn. Out there, he whispered, pointing upward. He is waiting. The mother's heart tightened. She saw the same determination in her son's eyes that she had once seen in her husband's. It frightened her, but it also gave her hope. The warrior stopped and placed his hand on the boy's shoulder. To reach the prison, we must find a ship strong enough to cross the void. And to do that, we must go to the outer port. But the port is full of spies. They will know you are coming. The mother gripped her son's hand tightly. Then how do we survive it? The warrior's eyes glowed brighter. By making a choice. Once you step into that port, there will be no turning back. You will be hunted, not just by machines and hunters, but by entire empires. Are you ready for that? The mother hesitated. Her heart screamed to say no, but her son spoke before she could. I am ready. For father. For you. I will not run. The warrior gave a slow nod. Then we go. That night they camped on the plain. The mother tried to sleep, but her mind was full of fear. She stared at her son's face, peaceful in sleep, his small chest rising and falling. She touched his hand. It was warm, but she could feel the power inside him like a pulse. She whispered, tears filling her eyes. How can you be both my little boy and the hope of humanity? The warrior, sitting by the fire, answered quietly, because humans are both fragile and strong. That is your gift. You break, but you rise again. Your son carries that truth more than anyone. The mother looked at him, her voice trembling. And if we fail? If we die trying to save my husband? The warrior's eyes glowed like embers. Then at least you will have chosen. And sometimes choice itself is power. As dawn came, the boy woke from another dream. His eyes were wide, his breath fast. I saw him, he whispered. Father. He was in chains, but he spoke to me. He said, do not be afraid of the fire inside you. It will guide you. The mother hugged him tightly, tears falling again. The warrior stood, his blade strapped to his back. Then the choice is clear. We must go to him. The boy nodded, his face glowing with both fear and courage. We will save him. But as they began their journey toward the outer port, unseen eyes followed them. In the distance, a shadowy figure spoke into a dark device, his voice low and cruel. They are moving. The child is choosing his path. Inform the masters. The prophecy is awakening. His words echoed into the silence. That night, as the family moved closer to their fate, the stars above seemed brighter, as if watching. The boy looked up, whispering softly, Father, I am coming. I will not fail you. And deep in the prison between stars, a man in chains opened his eyes. A faint smile touched his lips as he whispered back into the void, My son, I feel you. Do not stop. I am waiting. The stars stretched endless above the plain as the family and the warrior moved closer to the outer port. Each step was heavy with destiny. The boy felt it in his chest, the fire, the pull, the connection to his father far away. His small hand tightened around the crystal shard, the last gift from the man who had vanished. The mother walked silently, her heart torn in two. She wanted to turn back, to hide her son from the danger waiting ahead. Yet deep inside she knew there was no turning back. The galaxy already knew. The hunters would never stop. The warrior marched ahead, his armor scratched but his steps steady. He had fought many battles, but this one felt different. This was not just a fight for survival. This was a fight for truth. At the edge of the port, the air buzzed with the sound of engines and strange voices. Ships of many shapes and colors filled the docks, each belonging to a different world. Traders shouted, soldiers patrolled, and spies hid in the shadows. The warrior spoke low. We must be careful. One wrong step and every empire will know you are here, the boy whispered. But father is beyond here, isn't he? In the prison? The warrior nodded. Yes, beyond the stars. But the path to him lies through enemies who will not let us pass. The mother's grip on her son's hand tightened. She could feel the danger pressing closer with every breath. They found shelter in a quiet corner of the port, hidden from the busy crowd. The warrior explained the truth at last. The prison is not a place built of stone or steel. It is a fortress hidden in the void, between star systems guarded by fleets. No one escapes. No one dares to enter. But your father is there. He was taken because he uncovered the prophecy. Because he proved what the galaxy feared. The mother's eyes filled with tears. And what is that prophecy? The warrior's glowing eyes turned to the boy. That a human child would awaken. That one would carry the fire strong enough to shake empires. The boy swallowed hard, his young voice trembling. Me? The warrior nodded. You. The mother shook her head, her tears falling. No, he is only a child. He is my child. The warrior's voice softened. And yet he is more. Your husband knew it. That is why he gave himself up, to keep the boy safe until the time came. Suddenly alarms rang across the port. Sirens wailed. The crowd scattered. Soldiers marched in from every side, their weapons raised. A voice echoed from the loudspeakers, cold and sharp. The human boy has been found. Surrender him or this port will burn. The mother gasped, pulling her son close. They know. They know we are here. The warrior drew his blade, its dark steel humming. His eyes blazed. They will not take him, not while I stand. The boy trembled, but the fire in his chest flared stronger. His hands glowed brighter than ever before. He could hear something far away, faint but real. A voice, his father's voice. Do not fear the fire. Let it guide you. The soldiers closed in, surrounding them. The warrior fought like a storm, his blade cutting through steel and light. Sparks filled the air. The mother dragged her son behind cover, shielding him with her body. But the boy stood. His small hands blazed with light, brighter than the ships around them. The soldiers froze, blinded. The fire shot from his palms, a wave of energy that tore through the ranks. The port shook. Metal screamed. The boy's voice rose above the chaos. I am human, and we will not be broken. The soldiers fell back, fear in their eyes. The prophecy was no longer a whisper. It was alive before them. When the battle ended, silence fell. The port lay in ruins. Smoke curled into the sky. The boy collapsed into his mother's arms, exhausted, his glow fading. She held him tightly, her tears falling on his face. The warrior stood, breathing hard, his blade cracked from the fight. His eyes glowed faintly as he looked at them. You see now, the galaxy cannot stop what has begun. Humanity is awakening. And your son is the key. The mother kissed her son's forehead, whispering, Then we will fight. We will fight together. Far away, in the prison between stars, a man in chains lifted his head. He felt it, the fire, the awakening, the voice of his son calling to him. A faint smile touched his lips. My son, you have done it. You are ready. The guards around him shifted nervously, sensing something they did not understand. The prison walls groaned as if trembling before a storm. The man whispered into the void, his voice carrying across the stars. Humanity will rise, and nothing will stop it. The story of one family had become the story of a species. A vanished father, a grieving mother, a child with fire in his hands. The galaxy had tried to bury them in fear and silence. But truth had broken free. The humans were awakening, and the universe would never be the same.